Council meeting of March 11th to order. Would you please call the roll, please?
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Shiver,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
First item is approval of minutes of the work session of February 25th.
Move for approval. For second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Shiver,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Next item is approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of February 25th.
Move for approval.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Shiver,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Next item, new business, bill number 2019-21, an ordinance amending the certain article divisions and sections of Chapter 6 of the Building and Construction of the City of Mexico, Missouri Code adopted in the 2015 International Building Code. Mr. Schlegel.
Yes, Your Honor. As we heard at the last work session, the building codes are out of date. There's been significant changes to them over the last 13, 14 years. And so we had looked at those changes and talked about bringing forward the ordinance for your consideration. And to cover the details of the ordinance, we will turn to Rita Jackson.
Good evening. As you are aware, in November 2018, the City of Mexico underwent a building code effectiveness grading schedule, BCEGS, assessments by Insurance Services Office, Inc., ISO. ISO is responsible for evaluating all jurisdictions that have building code enforcement departments. ISO uses the BCEGS to recognize the building codes that the city currently has in effect, how those codes are enforced, and the qualifications of the individuals that are enforcing those codes. ISO then provides that information to insurers, which may use the evaluations in underwriting property insurance for the community. The results of the city's BCEGS classification came back as a Class 10 for the 1 and 2 family residential property and a Class 10 for the commercial and industrial properties also. This was a downgrade from our current classification, and it was also the lowest possible rating that we could receive. The downgrade was based on the age of our current codes, which is the 2006 codes, and the lack of certification by our building officials. The city was given the opportunity to improve this scoring classification, and we could do that by adopting the 2015 International Codes and the 2014 National Electrical Codes. At the February 25th, 2019 work session, city staff presented to City Council the significant changes between our current 2006 codes and the proposed 2015 International Codes and the 2014 National Electrical Code. Adoption of the 2015 Building Code would provide the city's ISO classification to improve, and it would also allow our building officials to be certified. In February of this month, our full-time building official, he received his residential building inspector certification for the 2015 codes. This is something that he will continue on for the next 3 to 4 months to get the additional certifications that come along with it, such as the mechanical and the fire, plumbing, etc. The attached ordinance adopts the 2015 International Codes and the 2014 National Electrical Code series, which would include the 2015 International Building Code, the 2015 Residential Code, 1 and 2 family dwelling, the 2015 International Mechanical Code, the 2015 Fire Code, the 2015 International Existing Building Code, C3, the 2015 Plumbing Code, the 2015 International Property Maintenance Code, the 2015 Gas Fuel Code, and the 2014 National Electrical Code. Council indicated at the work session that the requirement for the automatic fire sprinkler for the 1 and 2 family dwellings and townhouses would be too restrictive in the 2015 International Code. Staff would like to delete the automatic fire sprinkler requirement and recommend that the automatic fire sprinkler would follow the state law requirements, which is Missouri Law 67.281, and it states that a builder of 1 and 2 family dwelling and townhouses, they shall have the option, should offer the option of the installation of that automatic fire sprinkler. It is a one-time thing, and they offer it at the time that the house has been built. It does not continue on alterations and resale. All of the other 2015 code deletions, additions, and insertions are dates, are fees, or in-house procedures that the city currently uses. Since we presented the significant changes at the work session, city staff has received 2 verbal communications regarding the adoption of the 2015 code. Both were in approval of the adoption of the code, but without the inclusion of the residential automatic fire sprinklers. City staff feels that this would be great improvement for safety as far as our residents within the City of Mexico, and staff is recommending that City Council proceed with the first reading by title only of the attached ordinance. We do have our 2 inspectors in the audience this evening, Matt and Steve. If you have any other further questions regarding those codes which were handed out at the study session.
Questions?
No, but I have a comment. Rita, the work session was really helpful, especially to me, and I thought all of you did an excellent job preparing for it and presenting it, so I thank you for that.
Thank you.
I have 2 questions. One is, we're adopting the property maintenance code, so is that going to make it easier for us to do enforcement? Because I was going to mention in public comments, we still have a house over by me that's 3 years in now, so are we adopting new things that are going to help us get these things taken care of with property maintenance? What are the differences, basically?
I'm going to refer those questions to our building inspectors.
The changes of the property maintenance code are, there weren't many significant changes. There are some additional lists that give us some more specific things, mostly due to structural or structural deficiencies or any kind of unsanitary conditions. As far as any kind of procedure for something we've had in existence that we're trying to deal with, the property maintenance code isn't really changing. There'd be something more internal policies I'd be taking a look at.
Okay. And while you're there, maybe you can answer.
Okay.
Somebody asked me, so if they replace a light fixture in a commercial on the 2014 code,
Right.
they would have to have a breaker in there be able to turn that off inside the light. Is that going to be for any, like if I replace something at McDonald's, do I have to buy a new light that has an internal turn on and off?
You're talking about, I think there's a disconnect requirement for ballasted.
Yeah.
You're talking about fluorescent lights.
Yeah.
There is a disconnect requirement. I think there are some exemptions for that if there are existing, like if you already got a breaker that, or something that you can turn off for that. It wouldn't be a typical, it has more to do if you're changing out like a light fixture or changing out that ballast than just changing light bulbs.
Okay.
It shouldn't be something you come across on a routine basis.
All right. Thank you.
Hold on a minute. You may have this. So the code has to be within 5 years to get our rating back up.
Correct.
Okay. So we're adapting a 2014 National Electric Code.
Right.
And 14 and 5 is 19.
Sure.
So we have to just get next year?
The 14 lumps in with the 2015 codes. It's on the same 3-year cycle. It's just a year ahead of the international codes.
Okay.
So our review actually happened at the end of 2018. and then would be published this year as far as our rating. They wouldn't come back for, I think it's 3 to 5 years. Is it 3? Okay. They'll come back in 3 years to review again. At that time, we would have to look at whether we want to update to the 18 or the 21 will be out by then. And we'll have to weigh the changes that happen in both of those and see if that's something we want to continue.
A lot of people that are used to codes think that Mexico is code restrictive in a lot of things. But if you ever go to an area that doesn't have any codes, you'll know why we have codes.
Sure.
So, safety of the people.
You got it. Anyone else? It's Charles' pleasure.
I'll make a motion for first reading of, by title only, bill number 2019-21.
Second.
Yes.
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Gray,
Bill number 2019-21, an ordinance amending certain articles, divisions, and sections of Chapter 6 Building and Construction of the Mexico City Code and adopting the 2015 International Building Code, 2015 International Residential Code, 2015 International Mechanical Code, 2015 International Existing Building Code, 2015 International Fire Code, 2015 International Plumbing Code, 2015 International Fuel Gas Code, 2015 International Property Maintenance Code, and 2014 National Electrical Code.
Just first reading only.
It's just first reading
Doing
only.
one
First
reading
reading.
tonight, and then
Yep.
it'll come back to the next meeting
Yep.
with second reading and passage.
We thought this was important enough that you wanted to not force approval.
I withdraw my second.
Withdraw your second.
I do.
Okay, under other business, first item is payment of the claims.
Make a motion to pay the bills?
Now I use my second.
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Gray,
Council comments? Mrs. Brick?
Well, I was in D.C. and there was a big fire in Mexico. And I had a question for you, Chief Rocket, because somebody asked me this today. They were asking if we had needed to be evacuated, how would that have actually taken place? Or can you even say?
Well, Vicki, our neighborhood evacuated.
I heard they all went buzzing out, but
Self-evacuators.
self-evacuators. Well, I missed it.
Did you go to Walmart? That's where it was. That's where the party was, apparently.
Everywhere. What we did, as soon as I found out, because it did not wake me up, I got on Facebook, and that really calmed down the phone line. So I couldn't call out to anybody.
That's what I've heard, that the phones were busy.
And so that helped a lot, just telling everybody, you to stay where you're at if you're in the city limits, which was our concern at that point right there. But yeah, it was a test of our mutually working together. So.
Well, I missed it. I've heard all about it, but I missed it, so. Okay.
Mr. Williams?
I just want to say it was a great job by everybody that night. I mean, everybody was out and keeping the calm, and everything seemed to be flowing pretty well down through there. So appreciate everybody's work that night. Went to the dance recital from Janice. That's a big thing in town. Nobody knows. So yeah, it's amazing watching all those kids up there, boys and girls and boys. They're all out there. And then I have two comments. One is the park by McMillan. We went down there today to walk our dog. And I guess, do we have a sewer overflow in the back of the field there? Okay. Because he went back there and I was like, whoa, he got in it. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's not good. Is there anything, do we know anything to do or?
It's related to the I&I basin. When we fill the I&I basin up, it backs up in that trunk line, and you do get some overflows there in Northeast Park.
Okay. Well, you're aware then, so that's all. And then second, so this goes back to what I was going to ask earlier, is so the house at the top of my street is still half together, half not together. So, and I thought about this, I was like, this was going on when Ron was still on the council. So, I mean, like, what is, I don't understand at this point. We got new codes, but we're still, and I just don't understand where we're at with that.
We were in the process, staff, we had a meeting about that particular house a month ago. We're in the process of actually sending out a letter or making a visit to the individual to see what's holding up, moving forward with the renovation of his property and see how long that permit extension should be. Something that we do have on the front burner to look at.
Okay, I was just wondering, because I talked to Ron this last week, and I was like, and it just dawned on me, I was like, wait a minute, he's been gone. He was the one bringing it up then, and we're still dealing with it. So I just, before it was, well, we need new codes, and so we got that. So I'm glad you're aware of it then.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Next meeting.
No, the property maintenance codes. We
Next
got new
meeting.
ones.
We haven't got them yet.
No, from when we adopted the new
Oh, okay.
codes with the new fines and stuff.
Oh, all right.
We don't have them yet, but
I'm done.
Mr. Nichols.
Thanks.
I had the pleasure of going to the dance recital also. And everybody needs to remember, if you've got two granddaughters, don't work through one of them and go to the other one's dance recital. Not good. Facebook is usually not a good place to be, but that morning Facebook was alive. And it was telling people not to go to and something. That worked out pretty good. Flood Safety did a great job that morning. I heard from people out there. It went great. Could have been, the potential there was unbelievable. If it had been at the high school or any place, it would have been bad. So just drive by, look at the hole. It really, it wakes you up. It's all yours.
Well, I guess I was the third person at the dance recital. Janet's. What happens when you have a great niece? And also was able to be at the Pioneer Awards banquet that night, and just a lot of good things. And just like everybody's been saying about the other Saturday, just the way everybody reacted and the coverage of it was phenomenal.
Mr. Schlegel.
I have nothing this time, Joe.
Well, y'all have talked about the fire, so no use me talking about it. I was out of town too, and they woke me up in the middle of the night to tell me that,
I got, night call at 4 a.m.
yeah, about 4 a.m. So
It really scares you.
at this time, we'll accept public comments. If you'd like to make a comment, ask you to come to the podium, state your name and address, and try to hold your comments to 3 minutes. Seeing no one coming forward, I move we adjourn.
Second.
Miller?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Shivers?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Briggs?
Yes.